That was so weird. Hi, everybody. Oh, look who's, oh, wow. Hi, you guys. Hi, Joni, the Pirates. Hi, working on cooking and cleaning, but listening. Hello, Narita. Hi, you guys. Can you look? I rearranged my house. And hi, Ken Marin. I rearranged my house. You guys can see I have a different background. I'm super excited about it. So before, let me know if you can hear me before I start rambling on. And we are going to talk about some pretty important things tonight that are important to me. And I feel like they're really important to a lot of people over 60 as well. Um, so let me know that you can hear me okay. We had a little bit of a blip trying to get on here tonight onto the live. It said that I wasn't allowed and it wouldn't let me. So I had to try 2 times. That was the weirdest thing. So just let me know you can hear me. So because I live in a loft style house, which means it's one big room on the main floor and one big room on the second floor, and there's no walls. The only walls are the supporting walls. There's no divider walls, there's no nothing. So I have a really challenging time. Hi Rosie, rearranging my space because there's no separation. My furniture is the separating. So where that shelf is right here, I can't where that shelf is right there. That's where my desk used to be. That whole back wall was my office desk. Hi, Cordella. Oh, from Canada. Hey, Canada. Where in Canada are you from? I'm from Ontario. So I moved my desk to the front of the house. You can't see, but now I can see right out the window and I can see outside when I'm working. So now you don't just stare at a boring blank white wall when I'm going live. Hi, New Zealand. Now you can see kind of my house and you can see if there's kitties. This is weird. Oh, Nova Scotia. Kitties coming up and down the stairs and all of that stuff. So yeah, I hope you like my new background. I do. I kind of like it. So I would want you to drop down as you're coming in, drop down in the comments where you're coming from, and you can if your username isn't your real name, like if you have like some nickname, if you want to drop down your name in, I'm Sarah and I'm from Ontario or whatever, that'd be great. If not, that's cool too. Whatever we're going to, I'm going to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about New York City. Oh, New York. Oh, I didn't know you were from New York too, Rosie. We're going to talk a little bit about aging, and because in the last few weeks and all the shorts that I've been uploading and the videos that I've been doing, there's so many comments that I get. Hi, Catherine. Um, Mostly women and some men, but not very many, mostly women who talk about being invisible, hating looking in the mirror, still comparing themselves, to younger women or to the woman that you were 10 years ago. Still a lot of comparison going on and a lot of sadness with that comes with aging. I want to talk a little bit about that because aging isn't for sissies, right? We've already established that. It ain't for the faint of heart, but it's also a privilege that's denied to many. We have to keep that in mind, right? As hard as aging can be, and I don't. It's not that I don't have my own struggles. I have my own struggles with aging, but I generally try to just embrace the fact that I'm still alive. I'm still pretty healthy. Um, I still, hi Dee Dee, I still feel good for my age. I am 63, for those of you that don't know. Hi Nancy. Um, I feel pretty good for my age. I think I still look good for my age. If people don't think so, I don't really care. I don't really care what people think. We're going to talk about that too, about not caring what people think, because a lot of us, a lot of us still care what people think. Hi, Bruce. Are you from Indiana? Hi, Bruce. So a lot of people still care what others think, and that is right out of the gate is like the worst thing. I used to do that like when I was younger. Let's just get right into story time, and then and you can drop your questions. I think there's a way that I can. I think there's a way that I can. You can like I'm. There's a pop up that comes up on the screen every now and again for me, and it's like a Q&A thing. If you have a question, you can just I don't. I'm not sure. I haven't quite figured that out yet. We'll get there. I'm learning bit by bit. So I used to be a people pleaser. When you grow up with no love and no encouragement and no support, you do everything to try to please people, and you care about what people think. Hi, Tony. Maybe they're sleeping right now because they like to play all night. You bend over backwards to make everybody happy. You sacrifice your self worth, your self love, and all of that stuff. And because of that, because of our people pleasing habits, and I know a lot of women are people pleasers. Maybe some, I think there are some that I've had comments where some women are still are people pleasers and still care what people think and still bend over backwards to make everybody else happy. I used to be that person. I would do anything, sacrifice all self worth, self love, self everything to please and just make people happy. I don't do that anymore because it never served me. For 50 years, it never served me. So I'm not doing that anymore. And oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans here. That's tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. And that doesn't serve us when we try to please everybody, when we try to make everybody happy, when we care what people think about us. So in that whole caring what people think about we generally tend to like not transform, like there's a word that I'm looking for, and I'm not going to find it. That's right. People don't pay your bills. It's like you change and you bend to make other people happy, but you're not serving yourself. You're just serving them, and you need to stop doing that. But in doing that, when we care about what people think, so we desperately change ourselves to make people like us, to feel accepted, to feel appreciated, to feel wanted, or anything like that, and we need to stop doing that. Like I stopped doing that with caring what people think. I don't care what people think about the way I look, the way I dress, my nose ring, my tattoos. I don't care anymore. I'm not people pleasing anymore. I'm at an age, and many of us are. Many of us here. I'm going to assume. I probably shouldn't assume that. Are in our 50s or 60s, and for years everybody says you need to put yourself first, but not many of us do. Well, now we're at a stage right now where you need to put yourself first because nobody put you first. You need to put yourself first, and you need to care what you think about yourself, not anybody else, because like Narita said, nobody's paying your bills. Nobody's buying your groceries. It's all up to you. So you need to put yourself first, take care of yourself first, not give a shit what anybody thinks about you. People's opinions of you doesn't matter. It's none of your business. And half the people don't even think highly of themselves. So who gives a rat's ass what they think about you when they have poor self-esteem? Like we have to stop. We have to stop doing that, caring about what people think of us. And as soon as we stop, I'm going to tell you something. As soon as we stop caring about what people think of us, first of all, you're going to have a hell of a lot more self-confidence and more self-esteem. But that's the point where you're going to really bloom and blossom into the person that you're meant to be. And you're going to find this crazy joy because you're not caring anymore. You're not people pleasing anymore. You're not giving a shit what other people think of you. People don't even think highly of themselves. So you need to think highly of yourself, and you just become free. I'll tell you something right now. So for those of you that are new to my lives, and I usually start my lives with this little story. So I will repeat the story now. When I turned 60, my 60th, 61st, and 62nd years were really hard, depressing. I was sad. I hated everything about being in my 60s. I hated aging. I hated everything. Oh my God. No, sorry. Everything. It was a shit show. And then when I hit, it was just this year in my 63rd year, when I got to this point, I was like, wait a second. Life is, I can be me. I can unapologetically be myself and not care what anybody thinks about me, and just go about my day and go about my business and do whatever the hell I want, because it's nobody's business but my own, how I live my life, what I wear, what I do, what I say, anything like that. So it wasn't until my 63rd year that I actually felt free. And I feel like that's what happens in your 60th decade. In the 60th decade, God, we would be like old like dinosaurs. In the sixth decade, sorry, in the sixth decade, it's I feel like it's just freeing. Like it's almost like you're like reborn into like this whole new person, where I sometimes just feel like I just kind of like walk on clouds, because I'm so like la la la, like I don't care, like this is my life. I've lived my entire life pleasing everybody else and trying to make, it doesn't, why doesn't that ever work for me? Sorry about the blurry camera. Don't uh Oh, it never. Oh, sorry. It'll clear up. You can just turn away. Let just look somewhere else, as if you don't want to look at my blurry camera. Sorry about that. I don't know why it does that, and I can't. I haven't figured out how to unblur it. I'm just no good at unblurring my camera. That's supposed to work, but it never ever works for me. So I found that. Yeah, sorry about the blur. I found that you can like file your nails or paint your nails and just listen to me. The sixth decade for me is a um, very freeing, very liberating. I'm very happy, very comfortable in my own skin, very much not caring what people think about me. And I wish there was, sometimes I wish there was a magic wand or a magic pill that I could give to people for free and say, here, just take this and you'll feel just as happy as I do. Because a lot of people in their 60s, when they get to their 60s, become very depressed. Depression in older adults is a thing. Older adults do commit suicide, sorry, do take antidepressants. Like there is a like a demographic of older adults that are depressed, because depression is on the rise, because getting older, aging is not for sissies. Like it's just not. It's, you know, our bodies we start with the aches and pains. We start losing friends. We start losing, like, people start dying like they do. And I hate to say that, but that's, yeah, we talk about this all the time. That's life. Death is part of life. And I think the sooner that people can, accept that death is inevitable and it's part of this thing called life, then we can understand and appreciate and view death differently. And I think more people need to do that, because we're going to die. We were born, we live, we die. That's how it works. It doesn't work any other way. So anyway, I digress. Getting back to, a lot of our friends and family die, people that we've been hanging around for years and years. So aging comes with many, many challenges, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's not easy to age. It's the depression, the loss, the body changes, and even the mental changes too. A lot of us, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about dementia or Alzheimer's or anything like that. I'm talking about I can't, and that, that's something that I can't even really explain. You just think differently. Like you think differently about everything, like life, people. You have less tolerance. I have zero tolerance for bullshit these days. And I used to, I mean, I had a, I used to put up with everybody's bullshit, and that's, nothing really, whatever. Hi, Barb. But now, zero tolerance. I have no patience. I have no tolerance for anybody's bullshit. I can't be bothered. See you later. Gotta go. Not interested. And I think it's that mentality that because I feel like maybe we're at a point in our lives where, like, hey, you know what? I don't have time for this because I have better things to do with my day. I have better things to do with my life than listen to you go wah 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 and all that bullshit. We don't have time for that anymore. And that in itself is really liberating. So I'm just going to stop for 1 second. I'm just going to go to the comments, and then I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about loneliness and aging, and then don't forget you can drop questions. If you just put like here, I'm going to show you guys what to do, because there's a way. If you just put a Q, 3 Qs, and then I'll know that you have a question. But I do want to open this up for an open conversation. So I'm not the only one just talking. But I do want to get to the comments 1 second. And hopefully this blur goes away. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I suck with this camera. 25 years ago. Wow, good for you. Yeah, I was people pleasing. I swear up until 60. I'm pathetic. It's ridiculous. As long as you don't hurt anyone, absolutely, Narita. I found that crazy joy, and it's the best. Yeah, it is free. If the 40s, you felt that freedom in your 40s, and I was a pathetic people pleaser. That's like a tongue twister. I was a pathetic people pleaser right up until almost 60 years old. The 60th change I went through. It's a change. See, that's it, Susan. Oh, I'm sorry, Susni. Oh, sorry, I don't even know if I'm saying your name right. Susni. If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. It's that change. After the change, I think that's it exactly. We go through this change, and it's kind of like an unspoken change. Like you don't really like, I don't even know what it's called. There's no name for it. It's not like I don't even know, but we just change, and you're like this whole new person. Anyway, that's what happened for me, and it's great. Late 60s or no pills straight plate? No. Mix. Oh, okay. Of Home and Heart. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what your name is. Bodies changes. Oh, hi, Allison. Hi. Yeah, body changes. So the first 2 years for me, Allison, yeah, sorry, Allison, the first 2 years for me were super hard. As my body was changing, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like stop. And I could feel, not feel, but I could see like, like my boobies weren't so perky anymore. I'm starting to get crepey skin, and crepey skin on my legs, which is kind of gross. I've got this really weird postmenopausal belly thing going on. And, of course, the wrinkles and all that, that's whatever. And all those changes, Allison, I was like, this sucks. Like, I don't like anything about this. Like, I don't like this. And I was depressed because I had a really, really hard time with the body changes. Really did. Aging has become much. Yeah, it is too. Joni, life in the United States. Sorry. I feel like life is just stressful no matter what country you live in because of all the things that are going on around the world. I think we're all just like taking like a mental hit on everything that's happening, because there's a lot. Hi, sister. Because there's a lot happening. It just seems like there's so much happening. I don't even listen to the news or watch the news or pay attention. Nothing. I don't have any news channel, like news in my Facebook feed. Nothing. Never ever. I can't handle it. I can't handle the news. It's too depressing for me. Pardon me. Divorce at 40. So it is like a light bulb. Joining from East Tennessee. 63 for 2 more months. Hi, Hattie. Hattie? Hattie. Oh, I can't even. That's a lot. Um, yeah. So, anyway, lots of changes. And it can be, and and sometimes, and so here's the thing, and I read about it or see, sometimes you'll see it, and people will have strokes. People will, in their 60s, right? And these are the things that I'm like, wow, have heart attacks, people have strokes, people have heart attacks, people have brain aneurysms. People, I mean, it could happen at any age, obviously, but I mean, predominantly it starts happening late 50s, early 60s. I'm like, oh my God, that could happen to me. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You can get wrapped up in that. Oh my God, that could happen to me. I could die. I could have a stroke. But don't, like, do not get all wrapped up in that. Oh my God, that could happen to me, because you're never going to enjoy a day of life. So, and I was starting to think that, right? Like okay, this blurry thing is driving me bananas. When I started in my 60s, and I started to think that this is the decade. People have strokes in this decade. People drop dead from heart attacks in this decade. And that was one of the things that was really depressing me, because I had hit that decade where people just drop dead for no reason. And that was really depressing for me. And it was very scary for me. And I can't, you can't think like that, because you're going to make yourself crazy. That's what I did. I made myself depressed and crazy, thinking about all those horrible things that are going to happen to me. And you have to just like don't, and just find joy, and just like live your life. Like, don't get wrapped up in all those things. I just gotta go back to the comment, and then I have to take my hoodie off because I'm getting hot. People are glued to their devices, and yeah, you're right, Joni. And I feel like, so for example, so my YouTube feed and my Facebook feed, I'm not really on Instagram. I'm never ever, I don't even have the TikTok app, but I have no like negative things. Like, all the people who, like, all my friends or Facebook friends who, start out with, like, they're not in my feed anymore. Like, I have nothing negative in my news feeds, in my YouTube feed, my Facebook feed, never, because I can't handle it. And I weeded all of that negative shit out, like, right out of the gate, because I just can't do that kind of stuff. I can't get wrapped up in all that negativity. Life's too short. Like, can't find something happy to talk about. Like, go chase butterflies, go find some joy in things. Like, stop. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. 1 second. So somebody lost her husband. Sorry. Number 3, I lost my husband 3 years ago. Sorry, Narita. You have to read all the ingredients when you go food. Yes, read all the ingredients. So here's the thing, Joni, and I read this a long time ago. The perimeter of the grocery store is where all the produce, vegetables, dairy, cheese, like all the healthy stuff is all in the perimeter, and all the boxed, processed, crappy stuff is usually in the center. So if you stick to the perimeter, you don't have to read any labels, because it's all fresh food. Had a heart attack you had a heart attack 47? 47? Is that what that is? 47? Oh my God. That was going to happen to me, and I enjoy it. Yes. Still home, maybe not, but health was. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, Joni. The health thing, especially, I think the health thing for most people. I'm so sorry about the blurry video. I'm really sorry. Usually it works itself out by now, and it's just not doing that. And there's nothing I can do, and I'm sorry. The health thing kind of freaked me out, because it was kind of, especially with my back issues. It was literally like one morning I woke up and went, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with my back? Why can't I get out of bed? Why does my back hurt? And why do I have to crawl to the chair to get my pajamas because I can't stand the pain in my back. That just happened one morning. I woke up and that was that. And it's been like that. Now it's not so bad because now I do yoga. I walk more every day. I'm eating a little bit healthier. I'm not that healthy. I do try to eat healthy, but for the most part, I mean, I like a bag of chips every now and again. I like a real freaking chocolate bar every now and again. Um, so yeah, the health thing was probably for me. The back was really for me. It was really. That happened at the beginning of this year, and that was really depressing for me because I was still in that depressing, oh my God, I hate this. I'm 62 and life sucks and I hate everything about this. And that's when my back started because I couldn't go to the gym anymore. And I felt like that was um, Butterfinger popcorn, eat the whole bag. I felt like that was the start of feeling defeated as I was getting older. Like it was like, haha, you're old now. I'm going to give you all these aches and pains now, sucker, because now you're in your 60s and this is what your new life is like. I felt defeated. I felt like there wasn't anything I can do. Now it was just a matter of letting all those aches and pains just show up and batter my body. And this was the beginning of the end. That's how it felt. For me, that's how it felt. Um, and now I have a little bit of a better handle on it, and I got a grip on that pain thing. But I mean, tomorrow morning I can wake up and something else can hurt, or next month or next year. Like you never know, and that's one of the really kind of it's frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It's one of the more frustrating things about being in your 60s is that you never know. You just never know when aches and pains are going to show up, what they're going to be, and all of that stuff. And it's kind of shitty. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of this. I'm not going to just blow sunshine up your ass. I'm not going to say everything is rainbows and lollipops because it's not. That I would be lying, and we're not. It's not rainbows and lollipops. Aging is not for sissies. There's some really horrible shit that happens as we age. And, sometimes it's nice to have a place where we can just bitch about it, but you just have to roll with it. These are the things that are happening. You can either, what I did for the first 2.5 years, wallow in my own self-pity and cry and hate everything about it. Or you can go, okay, you know what? This is what's happening. That's okay. I still have this, whatever the case may be. So not I choose to not focus on all the bad things that are happening to me. I like to have bitch fests like this every now and again because my life isn't perfect and I'm not going to pretend that it's perfect. I like to do this every now and again. Just, hey, you know what, guys, this sucks and this sucks and this sucks. But I try to make the most of every day and I'm still trying to go, okay, that's all right. So my back hurts a little bit more this morning. Let's just go take a pill. I don't like taking pain pills. I really don't like taking pills at all. It sucks. I hate that. But if I have to, I will. I have these great pills. Let's just take a painkiller or muscle, whatever it is, and let's just carry on our day. And that's the way I have to face my days now, or else I'll just fall back in depression. And I don't want it sucks, and I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go back to the comments for 1 second here. If it is difficult, yeah, better. Feel better in your 60. You feel better at 61? Yeah, I definitely don't feel better at 61. I don't feel my mind and soul feel better. My body, absolutely not. As you get older, not a naturopath. Yeah, I've been doing yoga for pain. I find yoga's been helping me a lot with pain. Um, Blurry videos, okay. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Suzanne. Susan. I just keep calling you Suzanne because all I see is Z's and N's and S's. So sorry. Sessions. Naproxen. Right. So here's something funny about the naproxen. I tried Suzanne. Oh, it was okay. So I tried naproxen because I have this pain. So I just go to the pharmacy. I'm like, just give me something for pain. And the last time they gave me, the last time they gave me naproxen, and I was like, nope. I definitely cannot take naproxen. I was on the toilet literally like within an hour. I'm like, yeah, no, there's no more of that. We're not doing this again. So naproxen isn't anything I can take. They because I'm in Central America. For those of you that don't know, I do live in Guatemala, so we have a lot of different medicines here and different pills here and everything like that. So she gave me this. It's like a 3-in-1 pill. It's anti-inflammatory, anti-pain, and something else, and it's a rock star pill, and there's no side effects. Doesn't make me stupid or sleepy or dopey or anything like that. It just takes the pain away and helps me function and helps me. Yeah, it's great. So I'd like to. Eric Clinton said, don't let the old man in. Yeah, don't let the old lady in. I mean, I've been doing a lot of yeah, oh, blood pressure too. Yeah, I don't take the my pain pill for my back. Hi Wiz, is the only pill that I take. I don't take any medication, and I'm trying, thank God, touch wood, I don't have any wood. I'm trying to not take any medication, go for as long as I can without having to take any medication. I literally just take like vitamins and supplements and minerals every day. I take no medication except for now this back pain thing, and only when I absolutely have to. So I'm doing my best to continue to not take medication. I don't know how long that's going to last. Hi, Lucy. So, yeah, we do. It's a matter of doing the best you can with what you have. But I feel like, and I don't know if a lot of you know this or not, or if I'm going to be sharing something that you don't know. So diet plays a huge role in our health, right? Not only our physical health, but our mental health as well. Diet plays a huge role. So, and I know for myself, if I eat like, so the other day, my sister mentioned Butterfinger popcorn because at our grocery store here, I think we get some American brand foods, not very often, but at the grocery store here, we get popcorn like with Snickers, Butterfinger, M&Ms, like they're bags, it's probably a two-person bag, maybe. Not an Eva's world. I ate that whole goddamn bag because it's so delicious. But I'll tell you, the next day, I feel because it's sugar. Um, I feel that in my knees, my back, my joints, everything. I feel that sugar overload. So your diet plays a huge role in pain and inflammation. Um, I'm gonna drop. Hang on a second. I wonder if I can find. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna drop something in the. I'm gonna drop two. Actually, I'm gonna drop two things in. I thought I lost the chat. I'm not blurry anymore. Whoo! Yay! I'm gonna drop two links in the chat, and if you have any kind of pain and inflammation, this little pain-free starter guide is the bomb. It's really, really awesome. So, and I just created it. There's something else. Oh, here. I want to drop this in the chat. Just for those of you, nope, I'm just sharing resources with you. No pressure, no nothing. They're just a couple of little guides that I created to help with pain and inflammation, age well, age strong and healthy, and to help you age strong and healthy and pain-free. And I'm super, look, we're not blurry anymore. I'm so excited about this. I have to turn my phone is making noise and it's driving me crazy. Please just give me 1 second. Sorry, I forgot to turn that off. There we go. So, yeah, leukemia. You had leukemia? Diet is crucial. Less red meat and sugar. Yeah, I know that whole less red meat thing, but I like red meat. But I know. Yay, Suzanne, we did it. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So diet plays a huge role in our skin. And I know for me, when I eat shitty food, like a whole bag of Butterfinger popcorn, that I eat the whole bag. I can't even stop myself because it's so, if you live in, I think it's an American food. And here I am, I'm going to tell you to go buy junk food. Sorry, not sorry. If you're in the United States, go to your grocery store and see if you can find Butterfinger popcorn. It's to die for. It is so delicious. Anyway, but I notice when I do that, I'll get a zit or two the next day. I'll feel pain and inflammation. So it's really important to cut out sugar. They do say red meat, but I have a hard time cutting out red meat. But you shouldn't. They say you shouldn't eat red meat. I'm on the fence about that. I don't know. I like red meat. I still eat red meat. But processed foods, fried foods, all of that, all of those foods cause pain and inflammation. They're also really, pardon me, but also really mess with your mental health because, pardon me, your physical health and your mental health go hand in hand, right? They work together. So I mean, if you are in poor physical health, your mental health is going to take a shit kick and you're going to be depressed and you're going to feel sad. If your mental health isn't good, then you're not going to eat properly. You're not going to eat healthy and your physical health is going to fail. So the two go hand in hand. So it's really you can't have one without the other. So you really need to take care of body, mind, and like you've got it, like it's all one package. Like you've got to take care of all of it, because part of you is gonna, your mental health. Um, oh my god, I totally lost my train of thought there. I was like blah 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 blah. You need to work on both of them. You can't have one without the other. It just doesn't work that way. So eating properly, eating healthy, whole foods, lots of colors, fruits and vegetables, lean protein, chicken, fish, all that stuff. That's all going to help you have good physical health and good mental health and clear skin. It'll even help you have clear skin. So I'm just going to go to the comments, talk amongst yourself. I'm just going to take a break here for 1 second and take a drink of tea. Yeah, red meat doesn't kill my gut. That no, I can eat red meat and it doesn't. Red meat hasn't done anything to me. Gluten intolerant. Pasta. Okay. Low dose cholesterol med. Okay. Low dose cholesterol med. Can you just can you control? And I'm just asking this because I don't know. I'm not lecturing. Can you control your cholesterol just through your diet, or do you have to take medication for that? Rosie, I'm just asking. Like I have no idea. Liver. Oh, I love liver. I love liver. You gave up meat and you don't eat sweets and you have high cholesterol. High cholesterol. I'm no doctor. Don't quote anything I'm saying. But wouldn't that come from like high fats, like a high like butter, cheese, like that kind of stuff? I wouldn't know. I'm just asking. Potatoes and bread. Interesting. My eggs and bacon and red meat and butter. I have bacon and eggs every day for breakfast, Bruce. Every day for breakfast, I have bacon and eggs. Sometimes with a couple of little pieces of cheese. Every single day. I stopped. So a few months ago, I went to the doctor. Oh, when I was going through my back stuff, and he said I had high blood pressure. I'm like, I've never had high blood pressure in my life. And my sisters are like, oh, you have to stop eating bacon. So I stopped eating bacon for a little while. And then I started watching my food intake a little bit more. And I did buy a blood pressure monitor, which I hardly ever use. And I'm back to eating bacon again. And you watch if I don't, I shouldn't jinx myself. But yeah, I started eating bacon and eggs again because I like bacon. Red rice supplement? I've never even heard of that. It's in your genes. Okay. Statins. I don't know what statins are. I don't know what statins are. You guys are talking a language that is foreign to me. Through diet. Great conversation in the thread. Thanks, guys. Statins are used to control high cholesterol. Ah, okay. Low dose. Interesting. I don't think I've even ever had my cholesterol checked. I probably don't want to have my cholesterol checked. I'd be too afraid. The doctor would be like, "What the hell are you eating, girl?" Mm, okay. So we're 40 minutes in, and I don't know. If you guys have any questions, or if there's anything else that you want to talk about for the last 15 or 20 minutes, because we literally, I didn't even talk about anything that I wanted to talk about. We got on to all about, you take statin? I didn't know that. Um, Aw, thanks, Erin. God bless you too. Thank you. So I didn't really talk about anything that I wanted to talk about when I first came on here. I wanted to talk about aging and loneliness and feeling invisible. And we didn't touch upon any of that. We basically just talked about food, which is fine. I want to share something. Actually, while we're talking about food, yeah, I think, thanks, Barb. Low carb or Mediterranean. Yeah. So I think some people have to be careful with low carb. And I think before you change your diet or try anything new or do anything crazy with your diet, like add foods, take away foods, add supplements, start fasting. I want to talk a little bit about fasting right now. Really check with your doctor first, because if you're on certain medication, it could really mess with your medication. So please don't make any changes without talking to your healthcare provider first, because that might, it might not be a good thing. So this and oh, interesting. Waiting for tomorrow alone, but always. Oh, Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, yeah, treats for the animals. What kind of animals do you have, Suzanne? What can you use for dry, sensitive skin? Olive oil, yeah, all on your face or your body? Are you talking about your body or your face? BB Long with dry, sensitive skin, where you can use olive oil, coconut oil. Careful though. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, you're right. Olive oil for your face. Yeah, you could use all olive oil or coconut oil, but lightly, because coconut oil is pretty thick, so you can use those lightly. Um, I don't know about castor oil. Maybe at nighttime. 3 cats, 1 dog, 4 goats, and a miniature horse. Oh, how awesome is that? Are your cats and dogs rescue? Do you drink water, baby? Drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. Mediterranean diet. Yes, coconut oil. Yes. What state are you in? I'm not sure who you're talking to. Lily Sandra, who you're asking, what state are you in? 1 cat is a rescue. The miniature horses and oh, nice! Yay! I'm in Guatemala. I'm not in any state. I'm not in America. I'm in a totally different country. I'm in Guatemala, and I'm Canadian. I'm a Canadian. I left Canada 10 years ago. For those of you that don't know, I left Canada 10 years ago because it was too cold and too expensive, and I couldn't afford to live there. And I hated winter, and I hated everything about my life in Canada. So I left Canada 10 years ago with 2 suitcases and a one-way ticket. And hi, Charlie. And I hightailed my ass to Guatemala. That was 10 years ago, and I've been here ever since. Well, I lived in Mexico for 1 year, and I didn't really like Mexico too much. Wasn't really, I just didn't like Mexico. I found it was more Americans than locals, and I like to immerse myself in local culture. And I found in Mexico it was just way too many foreigners and not enough locals, and it made the locals almost bitter, and they weren't really very nice. So I came back to Guatemala. This is home because the locals are. I love the local people here. They're absolutely amazing, and the weather is perfect. and there's more locals than there are foreigners here. So this is now home. I call Guatemala home. But moisturizer on face, and then use olive oil daily. 3 dogs here, and I love. Oh, yay! So for those of you that don't know, I do volunteer work here in Guatemala with 3 animal rescue associations because we have a street dog problem, huge problem here with street dogs. So I help with the spay and neuter clinics. They're low cost, and if there's any dogs that are need medical emergencies, I have a dog house here outside. They can stay here if they're recovering from surgery for a couple of days. And yeah, so I help with 3 organizations here with the dogs. And both of my cats, one of them is a rescue. Well, I guess you could say both of them are rescues. He used to have 30 goats, but one of them I rescued from a family that was just shitty and didn't treat her very well. And the other one was just a stray kitten, and somebody picked up the mom and the kitten and was getting rid of the kitten. So I ended up with 2. One of them is a little hellion. So that's a good question, actually, Sienna. So YouTube, this is one of my sources of income. And in saying that, if you feel free to hit that super chat button, because that's what helps me pay my bills, my rent, my food, food for my cats so they can continue to be spoiled. My YouTube channel is part of my income. I also have a website and I write blogs. That's also another part of my income, my writing. And I have digital guides and ebooks. That's another source of my income. And I also write on medium.com, and that's another source of my income. So I have 3 or 4 income streams, and they're all different income streams. So I have to. So I'm continuously working. I work all the time. Like my earnings depend on how much I work. If I don't work for a week, then I don't make any. Well, I mean, I'll make a little bit of money, but yeah. So if you don't want Eva to starve, hit that super chat. I'd really appreciate that, so I don't have to eat rice and beans. So that's how I make my money. Those are the ways I make. So I have 4 or 5 different income streams, and I'll tell you, even Santa, even with those 4 income streams, I would still be living below the poverty line. If I lived in Canada, I would be poor. I wouldn't be able to support myself in Canada, which is another reason why I am in Guatemala. My rent here in the house I live in is $375 US a month for this house that I live in Guatemala. There's no way I could afford to live in Canada now. I would have to move in with my sister, and that's my sister right there, Ali Ursano. That's my sister. I would have to move in with her. I couldn't afford to live by myself. There's no way. So anyway, that's how I make money. I work online, and it's all my own stuff. So I work for myself, and it's a lot of work. And when I first started, hi Frenchie, when I first started, I was a ghostwriter. I did have clients. I was working for other people. I was also a social media manager and a ghostwriter. So I VA, if you will, a virtual assistant. So I freelanced work for about 2 years while I was building my business, which was my website and my writing. So when I finally built that up to the point where I didn't need to work for people anymore, I quit my clients, and I've been working for myself now for I want to say 8 years. 8 years I've been supporting myself with my own business. So yeah. Cute. Yeah, so the animal rescue work, actually, Suzanne, is what brings me a poop ton of joy. Actually, I have another YouTube channel. It's the Street Dogs of Guatemala, and it's just me out feeding dogs. I feed about 5 to 10 street dogs, different, sometimes every day. Every day I'm out on my scooter, and there's a few around town that are my favorites, I guess, if you will. I have favorites, and I go feed them almost daily. Um, So that's one thing. Like if I'm having a really shitty day and I'm really down in the dumps for whatever reason, I will get on my scooter and I'll go visit and I'll go sit with one of my street dogs and I'll just sit there with them and I'll sing. I'll put music on and I'll sing to them and I'll cry and I'll talk to them, and that's what I do. So the street dogs that I work with, the ones that I um, go and visit and bring food to, they bring me joy. They're the light of my life right now. That's something that I do, and even to, and we're going to talk about. I just want to touch upon this because we're already 50 minutes in, and I like to cap these at an hour. Um, for those people, and we're going to touch upon this a little bit, the loneliness, the lonely aspect of yeah, they don't stay at my house, Suzanne. They come here for a short time and they go back. Especially the dogs that come for the dogs that come for recuperation. They are street dogs. They come for a couple of days and then they go back right onto the street because I can't have dogs here. They I have a bamboo fence and I've already had so many dogs chew the fence. I'm pretty sure I'm one dog away from eviction, and my landlord is so patient and kind. And he's like, "That's okay, Eva. Don't worry about it." But I know he's pissed. So they can't stay here. So let's touch upon a little bit upon loneliness, and then we're going to wrap this up because a lot of people in a lot of the chat, a lot of the comments on the videos that I got, uh, people talked about being lonely. They're sad and they're lonely. They have no, they're divorced or they're widowed. Pardon me. Or their friends have died, their families died, or whatever the case may be. A lot of mostly women, and some men too, though, talk about being lonely and sad. And so I'm here in Guatemala by myself. I have no family here. My family's all in Canada. I don't really have any friends here. I did have friends when I first got here, but it was the wrong kind of friends. We were out drinking and partying and every weekend, and I'm like, yeah, it got to the point where I was just like, I'm done. So once I stopped doing that, I lost all my friends. So I don't really have very many friends here. I have a family. I work here, at home by myself every day. I do go out on my scooter and I go see dogs and stuff. But when it comes to being lonely, I think for those of you that can, yeah, right. Yeah, I know. For those of you that can, I always encourage people to try to get out, even to go for a walk, go to a dog park, or just go and strike up a conversation with somebody, go to a coffee shop, go to a community center, like physically, like if you're able, like get out of the house and go to places, because people are going to come banging on your door asking if you want to be their friend and go have coffee with them. You have to put yourself out there sometimes, especially if you are lonely, and feel like you want to talk to somebody or you need somebody to talk to. Um, the grocery store, yeah, I talked to the talking to somebody at the grocery store or at the coffee shop or something. But put yourself out there and talk to people. You can go to, if you go on Facebook, you can find group in your area wherever you live. Keep busy. Yes, you can look for groups where there's meetups or people your age, lonely club over 50 or whatever the case may be, in your area, and see if there's any meetups, or, maybe if maybe you're into bird watching, or maybe you're a knitter, or maybe you like Bible study. I mean, see if you can find any groups like that in your area. Go to your church or your library or your grocery store and check the bulletin board. I don't even know if they still have those. Do they still have bulletin boards? I don't even know. But check those and see if there's any, events coming up that you can just go to. And also, too, don't forget, people don't know. Um, sorry, Sheila. People don't know that you're alone and lonely if you don't tell them, because we don't read minds, right? So if you're feeling lonely and alone and you just want to talk to somebody, like text one of your friends. She doesn't know how you're feeling, and maybe she's feeling lonely too. So you texting her is perfect. It's like, synchronicity. It's divine timing for her too. So reach out to somebody and say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling really shitty right now. I'm feeling really lonely. I'm feeling whatever, insert whatever feeling you have. And I just want, and you can talk about it. You can talk about the weather. You can talk about what you eat for dinner. You can talk about whatever you want. But you have to reach out to people and let them know that you're lonely, because we aren't mind readers. We are a lot of really awesome things, but one thing we aren't is mind readers. So pick up the phone, text, and say, hey, do you want to go for coffee? Do you want to come over? I'm lonely. Do you have 5 minutes to chat? And chances are they're not going to say no. So for those of you that are feeling lonely, book club, yeah. So if those of you that are feeling lonely, there are ways, there are things you can do. If you just just put yourself out there, step out of your comfort zone, put yourself out there just a little bit and say, hey, it's Eva. I'm feeling kind of shitty right now. Do you want to go for coffee? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to, like, anything? And speaking, you can either go for a walk. Put your shoes on and go for a walk, and just go walk and run into somebody on the street or stop at a coffee shop or something. So there are ways that you can not feel lonely or feel less lonely. But it's up to you. You have to make the moves, because people aren't just going to come banging on your door because they think, oh, I think he was lonely. Tell you we should all just go bang on her door. It doesn't work like that. You have to make an effort to be not lonely. So anyway, well, there you go. Thanks, Wiz. That's lovely. So we're going to wrap up this live. I think that was enough of Eva talking for one night. If you do have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat, and I'll get to them, later tomorrow. And so you can do volunteer. Yes, volunteer work is also another amazing way to be involved in the community, but to meet people who are like-minded. I mean, if you're volunteering at like a soup kitchen, you're already amongst people who have the same heart as you. They have the same heart. So yeah, volunteering is a great way to not be lonely. Go and call your homeless shelter, call a dog rescue organization, call any kind of volunteer organization that speaks to her. Go to a senior center, like a nursing home, where there's people that. Thanks, Charlie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love you. Thank you. Go to like a nursing home and go sit with somebody who has no family, has no visitors. I think that's an amazing thing to do. There are lots of seniors sitting in nursing homes that don't have anybody that visit them. So, go visit a nursing home and say, hey, do you have any people here that don't have any visitors? And go and get a coffee and go do that. Like, there's so many ways to fill your heart and do things to not make you lonely. But you have to find them. They're not going to come landing on your doorstep. So anyway, thank you again, you guys, for being here. So I just a little bit of FYI. We are doing, thanks, Barb. We are doing lives every Wednesday, 7 p.m. EST. It's 6 p.m. my time, CST, Guatemala time. So 7 p.m. every Wednesday, EST. So I do like to have a Q&A, but they've never been Q&As. They're always just me babbling. I would really love more cues and less Eva just babbling for an hour. So that would be really great. I love the interactive comment section. You guys are awesome. It feels like you guys are all like BFFs now. Like, you've been here. You come here every Wednesday, or the lives, and you all just talk amongst yourselves, and I just love that. I think this is a great community, and I love you guys. I think this is amazing. So yeah, so I'll see you guys again next Wednesday. From my American friends here, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. I got invited by a Canadian to an American Thanksgiving, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I get to have turkey. I'm super excited because I spent Canadian Thanksgiving here by myself, no turkey, this was my first Canadian Thanksgiving away from Canada where I didn't have turkey. I had nothing. I was by myself, because every year I've had dinner, I've had friends, blah, blah, blah. And this year's like, no, because I'm not a partier anymore. I don't drink and hang out with all those people. And they invite me, like the Canadian, but I'm like, no, because it's just going to be a drunk fest. I'm just not into that. So I'm going to American Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. So, all the Americans, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all for being here. I'll catch y'all back here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Put it in your calendar, put it in Google Calendar. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out other videos too. I'd really appreciate it if you watched a couple other videos that you haven't seen in a while. Just let them play. It helps my channel. Oh, hi, Tiger. I didn't even see you come in here. Hello. It helps my channel grow. So, bye.